leaked emails have surfaced that are sending shockwaves through the world of reality television. And fans cannot believe what they are reading. According to these explosive messages, Mona Scott Young-Long, regarded as the mastermind behind some of television's most talked about drama, may have scripted every twist, turn, and emotional meltdown between Rasheeda and Jasmine on Love and Hip Hop, Atlanta. Yes, you heard that right. The fights, the betrayals, even the tearful confrontations that had fans glued to their screens could have been carefully orchestrated behind the scenes. Social media is ablaze as fans dissect each line, questioning which moments were genuine and which were cleverly plotted for ratings. The intensity of this revelation has left the cast visibly shaken. Sources close to the production reveal that Rasheeda reportedly stormed off set after reading one of the emails, her fury barely contained, while Jasmine's camp claims they had no idea the drama might have been manufactured. But the controversy doesn't stop there. Family members, friends, and longtime supporters of both stars are weighing in, adding fuel to a fire that seems impossible to control. Emotions ran high at a recent filming location, with witnesses describing shouting matches, tearful confrontations, and moments that were so raw they seemed straight out of the show itself. But now, every interaction is under scrutiny. Fans are questioning the authenticity of every shocking revelation, from secret relationships to alleged betrayals, wondering if everything was merely part of a masterfully constructed script. The stakes could not be higher. This is more than just reality TV. It's a battle of credibility, loyalty, and public perception. The leaked emails hint at strategic manipulations, casting directions, and behind-the-scenes planning that seemingly mapped out every explosive moment, leaving the cast feeling blindsided and betrayed. Now, the world watches as the drama spills out beyond the screen, and the question lingers: how much of what we thought was real was actually scripted? With emotions running high, alliances shifting, and the public demanding answers, this may be the most sensational revelation in reality TV history. Fans are shocked, the family is left divided, and the cast is scrambling to reclaim their narratives. But what happens next could redefine the boundaries of reality television forever. The tension on set was palpable from the very moment Rasheeda arrived that morning. According to multiple sources, she stormed past the crew without a word, her usual composed demeanor replaced with a stormy intensity that had everyone holding their breath. Jasmine, arriving shortly after, was no less tense, her usual teasing smile gone, replaced with an almost defensive posture as she sensed the underlying unease. The emails, which had leaked late the night before, revealed a detailed timeline of interactions, complete with suggested confrontations, lines to deliver, and emotional beats designed to maximize drama. Rasheeda had reportedly read portions of the emails aloud to a close friend, her voice shaking with a mixture of anger and disbelief. "They want me to say this, to react like this," she allegedly exclaimed, slamming her phone down on a nearby counter. The crew tried to calm her, but the damage was already done. Jasmine, who had been standing nearby, looked equally stunned, her eyes narrowing as she whispered to her assistant, "Are we really just following a script for everything?" Even the fights. Fans who had long adored the authenticity of Rasheeda and Jasmine's interactions were blindsided by the revelations. Social media exploded with speculation, debates, and outright outrage. Hashtags demanding transparency began trending within hours. One insider revealed that the production team had been orchestrating scenes for months, sending detailed instructions on how to provoke certain reactions, what emotional cues to hit, and even the timing of phone calls and secret reveals. Rasheeda's friends described the experience as surreal. They said she paced her hotel room for hours, rereading the emails, unable to reconcile the warmth of her memories with the manufactured chaos now evident in the messages. Jasmine's camp, meanwhile, insisted that she had no idea about the extent of the planning, though whispers suggested she had occasionally received nudges from production about certain dramatic reveals, which she initially thought were casual suggestions rather than strict directives. By midday, the atmosphere on set had shifted into something almost electric. Camera operators whispered among themselves, noting the subtle tension between the two stars. Producers moved nervously, checking notes, double-checking scripts, and recalibrating scenes to respond to the evolving situation. One leaked email described a moment meant to capture Rasheeda's reaction to Jasmine allegedly discussing a personal betrayal. It instructed Rasheeda to react with shock, then controlled anger, then a tearful confrontation, specifying the length of each emotional beat. Witnesses said Rasheeda read the instructions with incredulity, muttering, "So this is all for ratings. My life, my emotions, all staged." Meanwhile, Jasmine was caught in her own whirlwind of doubts, trying to maintain composure while her assistant discreetly tried to calm her, saying, "It's not your fault, just follow the moment." But as the morning progressed, it became clear that the cast could not simply perform these manipulations without their emotions bleeding through. Real feelings collided with scripted ones, creating scenes so volatile that even the crew began whispering about whether some of this was genuinely unscripted chaos. The tension escalated during a staged confrontation in the main living area of the set. Cameras rolled as directed, capturing every detail of a fight that insiders now confirm was carefully choreographed. Rasheeda entered the room, her expression a mixture of apprehension and fury, while Jasmine waited with her own calculated intensity. According to leaked communications, the producers had instructed Jasmine to reveal a fabricated rumor about Rasheeda's loyalty, intending to trigger a dramatic outburst. When Jasmine delivered her lines, Rasheeda's reaction was unexpectedly raw. She shouted, threw a glass against the wall, and stormed past the camera, moments that had fans on social media exclaiming about Rasheeda's supposed emotional breakdown. Behind the scenes, sources confirmed that while the scripted elements were there, the actual emotional response had surpassed even the producers' expectations. The cameras captured not only the staged argument but also the unscripted tension, blending reality with fiction in a way that blurred lines for both the cast and the audience. By afternoon, the cast had regrouped for another segment that promised to heighten the drama even further. This time, emails instructed Rasheeda and Jasmine to engage in a seemingly friendly conversation that would slowly unravel into accusations, exposing past grievances that were allegedly fabricated. As the cameras rolled, Rasheeda smiled initially, nodding politely at Jasmine. But as the dialogue progressed, her irritation surfaced, punctuated by pointed questions and subtle digs. Jasmine, sticking closely to her scripted cues, responded with a mixture of indignation and faux innocence, creating a tension so palpable that even crew members admitted they were on edge. The emails revealed that this sequence was designed to reach a peak moment where Rasheeda would accuse Jasmine of betrayal, setting the stage for the next major confrontation. In reality, both women were reportedly grappling with a mixture of amusement, frustration, and anger, unsure whether to laugh at the absurdity or be upset at being manipulated. Fans' reactions were immediate and relentless. Within hours, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok were flooded with screenshots of the leaked emails, commentary threads, and heated debates. Many viewers expressed a sense of betrayal, stating that they had invested in what they believed were authentic relationships and conflicts, only to find that much of it had been carefully orchestrated. Others took a more analytical stance, marveling at the production team's ability to predict emotional responses, choreograph dialogue, and manipulate tension so precisely that it felt authentic. Meanwhile, insiders reported that the cast was navigating their own private chaos. Rasheeda reportedly held a private meeting with her close friends and advisors, discussing whether to continue filming under these conditions, while Jasmine's team considered public statements to address the controversy without violating contractual obligations. The balance between personal dignity and professional obligation had never felt more precarious. As the evening approached, a dramatic twist unfolded. An additional set of emails surfaced, this time indicating that even some of the cast members' interactions with supporting staff were part of a carefully constructed narrative. Production notes outlined how certain crew members were to provoke questions, pass along gossip, or stage minor disputes to heighten tension. Rasheeda was reportedly stunned, exclaiming to a friend, "Even the crew, they're in on it too." Jasmine, while initially incredulous, seemed to take a more measured approach, considering how to navigate the situation strategically. Social media users immediately picked up on the unfolding chaos, with hashtags like #scripteddrama and #reality or not trending within minutes. The emails suggested that Mona Scott-Jung had meticulously planned each beat, crafting a drama that would appear spontaneous and raw, yet remain entirely within her control. Late into the night, the cast gathered for a debrief, a tense meeting where emotions ran high. Rasheeda and Jasmine sat across from each other, the leaked emails spread on the table before them. Discussions about trust, authenticity, and public perception dominated the room. One insider reported that Rasheeda's voice trembled with both anger and disbelief, while Jasmine attempted to explain her own position, insisting that she had been following the moment rather than plotting anything. Producers interjected, attempting damage control, but the room remained charged with a mix of confusion, frustration, and incredulity. Family members and close friends, who had been called in for support, described the scene as surreal. likening it to watching a carefully staged drama unfold in real time while knowing that the emotions involved were genuinely raw. By the end of the day, the consequences of the leak had become impossible to ignore. Every cast member, crew person, and even peripheral staff felt the weight of the revelation. Social media scrutiny intensified, with fans dissecting every scene, line delivery, and facial expression from previous episodes, attempting to identify which moments were scripted and which were authentic. The emails had not only exposed the manipulation but also raised questions about the ethics of reality television, the boundaries between performance and real emotion, and the psychological toll on those involved. Rasheeda reportedly retreated to a quiet space to process the day, while Jasmine convened with her team to plan a strategy for addressing fans' questions. Behind the scenes, whispers of potential legal action, public statements, and negotiations with producers began circulating, adding yet another layer of tension to an already explosive situation. As the night deepened, both stars were left to grapple with the surreal nature of their reality. The emails, now in the hands of the public, had shattered illusions, blurred boundaries, and forced everyone involved to confront the complex interplay of emotion, performance, and control. The tension that began as a whisper in the morning had escalated into a full-blown storm, leaving cast, crew, and fans alike questioning what was real, what was scripted, and whether any moment on the show could ever be trusted again. While cameras would continue to roll in the coming days, capturing more conflicts, reconciliations, and dramatic revelations, the shadow of the leaked emails loomed over every interaction, forever altering the dynamics on set and in the hearts of viewers who had long believed in the authenticity of what they were watching. By the time filming wrapped for the day, insiders revealed that the emotional toll was apparent on everyone. Rasheeda had reportedly cried in private, oscillating between anger and disbelief, while Jasmine appeared to navigate her emotions with calculated restraint, aware that every public move would be analyzed. Crew members described an air of tension so thick it was almost tangible, noting that even minor interactions were now laden with suspicion. Fans continued to dissect social media, piecing together narrative threads and speculating on which moments were genuine. Every leaked email became a talking point, every interaction a potential performance, and every expression a possible clue to hidden truths. The line between staged drama and authentic emotion had been obliterated, leaving everyone involved in a whirlwind of uncertainty, anticipation, and heightened stakes. As night turned into early morning, the reality of the situation settled in. Rasheeda and Jasmine would have to navigate not only their own emotional responses but also the expectations of fans, the scrutiny of media, and the strategic maneuvers of production. Every next step had implications for their reputations, their relationships with each other, and the future of the show itself. With the leaked emails circulating widely, trust had been fractured, alliances questioned, and emotions stretched to their breaking points. Yet amidst the chaos, one undeniable truth remained. The drama, whether real or orchestrated, had captivated the world. Fans, family, and the cast alike were caught in a maelstrom of emotion, suspense, and intrigue, with every moment promising more revelations, more conflict, and more twists that would leave audiences riveted and desperate to know what would happen next. The next day on set felt like walking into a powder keg. The tension from the previous day had not dissipated. If anything, it had intensified. Rasheeda arrived first, her expression guarded, eyes scanning the room as if anticipating the next ambush. Jasmine followed soon after, moving with an air of cautious determination, aware that every step, every gesture, would be scrutinized. Leaked emails had confirmed that not only were previous confrontations staged, but the production team had been actively manipulating the timing of personal reveals, directing who should arrive when, and even suggesting the cadence of emotional responses. Rasheeda, according to close sources, spent a significant portion of the morning reviewing these emails, her frustration barely contained as she spoke to her inner circle. Every reaction I thought was mine. Scripted. Every tear, every shout, pre-planned. How do they expect us to act like ourselves when we're just following instructions? Jasmine, while similarly shaken, reportedly attempted a more strategic approach, consulting with her team about how to navigate the unfolding storm without burning bridges or alienating fans. The emails suggested a new confrontation for later that day, one that would heighten the tension between the two stars by introducing a fabricated rumor about a betrayal involving a mutual acquaintance. Producers meticulously outlined how the conversation should start calm, escalate gradually, and climax in a dramatic outburst. Witnesses reported that when filming began, the energy was electric, with the crew capturing every subtle movement, glance, and tone. Rasheeda initially tried to follow the direction, but her genuine anger began to blend with the scripted material, creating moments that were unpredictable even to the production team. Fans, already reeling from the leaked emails, were quick to analyze each frame posted on social media. Replays of previous episodes, combined with screenshots from the emails, led to intense speculation about what was authentic versus what had been orchestrated. Social media chatter included heated debates, memes mocking the supposed scripting, and even supportive messages defending the cast. Insiders revealed that Rasheeda and Jasmine were both aware of the growing public scrutiny, which added an extra layer of pressure. They were no longer just performing for cameras, they were performing under the gaze of a world that now questioned their authenticity at every turn. The mid-afternoon confrontation was one of the most dramatic yet, according to leaked communications. The scene was planned to escalate when Jasmine subtly implied that Rasheeda had been undermining a mutual friend. Rasheeda's reaction, however, was far more intense than anticipated. She threw a scripted insult back at Jasmine, but then followed it with an unscripted, visceral expression of betrayal that left crew members momentarily speechless. The cameras captured the unfolding chaos, a blend of the planned and the unplanned, producing a tension that even the producers admitted surpassed their wildest expectations. Crew members whispered among themselves, acknowledging that reality had somehow seeped into the scripted narrative, blurring the lines in a way that made it impossible to distinguish where one ended and the other began. Family members and close friends, who had been kept in the loop, were reportedly shocked at the emotional intensity of the filming. Rasheeda's husband and children, according to insiders, observed from a distance, struggling to comprehend how personal emotions could be manipulated so publicly. Jasmine's inner circle described her attempts to maintain composure, even as frustration threatened to surface. The leaked emails had not only detailed scripted dialogue but also suggested camera angles, pauses, and even subtle physical cues to ensure maximum dramatic effect. Witnesses on set said it felt almost theatrical, yet the emotional undertones were undeniably real, creating a surreal blend of authenticity and fabrication that left everyone, including the cast, grappling with confusion. By late afternoon, additional emails surfaced that suggested even more intricate manipulation. Certain crew members were instructed to subtly prod conversations, ask loaded questions, or introduce seemingly innocuous comments that would trigger reactions from Rasheeda and Jasmine. These micro-manipulations, according to insiders, were designed to heighten tension incrementally, ensuring that each scene built upon the last with escalating drama. Rasheeda reportedly expressed exasperation, exclaiming to her assistant, "Even the crew is part of this. There's no room to breathe, no moment untouched by their design." Jasmine, while frustrated, seemed to internalize the situation differently, strategizing on how to navigate these orchestrated interactions without compromising her public image or her personal sense of agency. As the day progressed, the dynamic between Rasheeda and Jasmine became increasingly complex. Each interaction carried the weight of prior revelations, public scrutiny, and anticipated emotional beats. When cameras were not rolling, insiders reported tense private discussions between the two stars, moments where genuine concerns about friendship, trust, and personal boundaries came to the forefront. One source described a private confrontation in which Rasheeda confronted Jasmine about feeling manipulated, while Jasmine defended herself, claiming she had followed instructions without fully understanding the extent of the orchestration. The conversation reportedly escalated into heated exchanges, with voices raised and emotions raw, blurring further the line between scripted drama and real conflict. Fans, witnessing snippets of these events through social media leaks and behind-the-scenes photos, were quick to create narratives, theories, and heated debates. Some expressed disappointment, feeling deceived by the revelation that much of the on-screen tension had been orchestrated. Others expressed fascination, marveling at the complexity and ingenuity of the production's planning. Leaked screenshots of the emails circulated rapidly, dissected line by line, analyzed for nuance, tone, and intent. Insiders reported that the cast was constantly aware of this public attention, which added yet another layer of pressure, influencing how they approached each scene, each interaction, and each reaction. By evening, the producers had orchestrated a reconciliation scene designed to appear spontaneous but guided by precise instructions. The leaked emails outlined how Rasheeda would express regret, Jasmine would respond with cautious forgiveness, and both would share a moment of apparent vulnerability. When filming commenced, the scene was emotionally charged. Rasheeda's words, although following the script, carried the weight of genuine frustration and hurt, while Jasmine's responses blended scripted cues with authentic empathy. Crew members noted that the tension in the room was almost tangible, with every glance and pause loaded with meaning. Observers described the scene as one of the most compelling of the day, a complex interplay of genuine emotion and meticulous orchestration that left even seasoned staff awestruck. The day ended with a tense debrief, where the cast, producers, and select staff gathered to review footage and discuss the unfolding situation. Rasheeda reportedly expressed a mixture of anger, disbelief, and reluctant admiration for the production's ability to craft such compelling drama. Jasmine, while maintaining a composed exterior, reportedly shared concerns about public perception and the potential fallout from the leaked emails. Crew members whispered about the surreal nature of the day, noting that while they were accustomed to orchestrated drama, the combination of planned conflict and authentic emotion had created moments that felt unpredictable, raw, and deeply compelling. As night fell, both stars were left to process the intensity of the day. Rasheeda, according to insiders, retreated to a private space, oscillating between anger at the manipulation and awe at the sheer precision of the orchestration. Jasmine, in contrast, reportedly spent time strategizing with her team, considering how best to manage fan reactions, address media inquiries, and protect her personal narrative. The leaked emails continued to circulate online, fueling speculation, debate, and anticipation for the next episodes. Every scene, every interaction, every glance was now under intense scrutiny, leaving the cast navigating a world where reality and scripted drama had become nearly indistinguishable. The implications were trust between cast members, crew, and production was tested. Fans' perceptions were challenged, and the psychological toll on those involved became increasingly evident. Rasheeda and Jasmine faced the delicate balance of maintaining their personal integrity while performing in a highly manipulated environment. As insiders noted, the day had been a masterclass in dramatic tension, blending genuine emotion with scripted elements in a way that left no one untouched. Every moment had consequences, every reaction was observed, and the line between reality and performance had been irrevocably blurred, setting the stage for further drama, conflict, and revelations in the days to come. The morning that followed was unlike any other day on set. Tension hung in the air like a thick fog, and the cast arrived with an almost palpable sense of caution. Rasheeda entered first, her usual confident stride, replaced by a hesitant, almost wary pace. Crew members noted the subtle shift in her demeanor, sensing that yesterday's revelations about the leaked emails had shaken her deeply. Jasmine arrived shortly after, a quiet determination in her eyes, aware that today's scenes would be scrutinized under a microscope by both the cameras and the ever-vigilant public. According to insiders, the leaked emails had outlined a series of orchestrated confrontations designed to escalate tensions between the two stars, specifying not only dialogue but timing, physical cues, and even pauses intended to heighten suspense. Rasheeda, reviewing the emails in her trailer, reportedly muttered, "They mapped out my every reaction, my anger, my hurt, all planned. How is this fair?" Jasmine, while equally surprised, seemed to adopt a more calculated approach, consulting with her team to ensure she could navigate the day without compromising her composure or credibility. The first scheduled scene involved a casual conversation meant to subtly provoke Rasheeda into discussing a supposed betrayal involving a mutual friend. When the cameras rolled, the exchange started innocuously enough, with polite smiles and measured small talk, but as the dialogue progressed, the tension thickened. Rasheeda, initially trying to follow the scripted cues, began inserting her genuine frustration, creating a volatile mixture of pre-planned and authentic emotion. Jasmine, following her own instructions from the emails, responded with a careful blend of defensiveness and subtle provocation, heightening the stakes without appearing overtly aggressive. Crew members described the scene as electric, noting that even though the emotional beats were outlined in the emails, the unpredictability of human reaction added an element of raw intensity that no script could fully capture. Fans, observing snippets of the day's filming through social media leaks, were quick to dissect every word, glance, and gesture. Heated debates erupted online, with some accusing the stars of overreacting, while others empathized, recognizing the immense pressure of performing under such meticulously orchestrated circumstances. Insiders revealed that the production team had intentionally crafted scenarios that blurred the line between performance and reality, pushing Rasheeda and Jasmine to the brink of genuine emotional exposure. Rasheeda reportedly spent the majority of the morning in private reflection, grappling with a combination of anger, disbelief, and vulnerability, while Jasmine focused on strategic management, aware that every word, every look, and every gesture would be analyzed in the court of public opinion. By midday, the planned confrontation was set to escalate. The emails instructed Jasmine to introduce a subtle accusation about Rasheeda's alleged role in undermining a personal relationship, with Rasheeda expected to react with controlled anger followed by a tearful confrontation. When the scene began, the cameras captured Rasheeda's initial shock, her scripted anger seamlessly intertwining with genuine hurt. Jasmine's responses, although guided by the emails, carried undertones of real emotion, a mixture of apprehension and calculated deflection that created an intense dynamic. Crew members admitted they were on edge, uncertain whether the ensuing reaction would align with the script or spiral into unscripted chaos. Witnesses reported that the resulting exchange was so intense that it left some crew members momentarily speechless, unsure how to process the raw energy emanating from the actors while still maintaining the illusion of scripted drama. Family members and close confidants who had been allowed behind the scenes described the interactions as surreal. Rasheeda's husband, according to sources, watched from a distance, visibly concerned for her emotional well-being, while her children reportedly sensed the underlying tension despite the staged context. Jasmine's team observed quietly, offering support and advice on managing public perception while ensuring the scene stayed within the bounds outlined by production. The emails, now public knowledge, suggested that even seemingly minor gestures, like a hand on the shoulder or a hesitant glance, had been intentionally planned to maximize dramatic effect. Yet the real emotions inevitably seeped through, creating moments that were unpredictable, poignant, and intensely compelling. The afternoon brought an even more explosive twist. A new set of emails surfaced that instructed certain crew members to introduce loaded questions during off-camera moments, effectively setting up situations that would provoke authentic reactions from the stars. Rasheeda reportedly read these instructions with disbelief, exclaiming to her assistant, "Even when we think we're off camera, it's all orchestrated. There's no privacy." Jasmine, while initially incredulous, appeared to internalize the information differently, strategically preparing for any scenario that could arise, ensuring that her responses aligned with her own boundaries and public image. Social media immediately reacted to the leaks, with fans dissecting every potential manipulation and theorizing about which previous episodes may have been staged in similar ways. The day's crescendo came during a confrontation in the living area, designed to appear spontaneous but carefully guided by the emails. Rasheeda entered with a measured but tense expression, while Jasmine waited, ostensibly calm but with subtle cues hinting at the underlying drama. The dialogue escalated quickly, with accusations flying and emotional barriers breaking. Rasheeda, despite following the scripted framework, allowed her genuine emotions to intensify, shouting and gesturing in ways that seemed both shocking and natural. Jasmine's responses blended scripted deflections with authentic exasperation, creating a dynamic so charged that crew members admitted it surpassed their expectations. The cameras captured every micro-expression, pause, and tremor, producing footage that would undoubtedly leave fans questioning what was real and what was manipulated. As filming wound down, a private debrief brought the cast and production together. Rasheeda reportedly expressed frustration at the extent of the orchestration, noting the emotional toll of performing under such intense scrutiny while maintaining a public persona. Jasmine's team discussed strategies for addressing fans and media without compromising the integrity of the show. Aware that the leaked emails had created a new level of public expectation, crew members whispered about the surreal nature of the day, acknowledging that the blend of genuine emotion and planned drama had produced moments both unpredictable and mesmerizing. By evening, the implications of the leaked emails became undeniable. Trust between cast, crew, and production was strained, fan perception was challenged, and the psychological weight of performing under such conditions was evident. Rasheeda and Jasmine faced the difficult task of balancing personal integrity with professional obligation, navigating a landscape where reality and fiction had become inseparably intertwined. The day had demonstrated, with stark clarity, that the orchestrated drama, combined with authentic emotional responses, created a compelling narrative that captivated everyone involved. Fans continued to speculate, social media buzzed with debate, and the stage was set for further revelations, confrontations, and shocking twists that promised to redefine perceptions of reality television. As night fell, both stars retreated to process the day's events. Rasheeda reportedly spent hours reflecting on the manipulation and the blurred lines between her authentic emotions and the scripted directives. Jasmine focused on crafting a measured approach to public statements, aware that every word and gesture would be scrutinized. The leaked emails continued to circulate, fueling debate and anticipation. Every glance, reaction, and conversation was now laden with potential meaning, leaving cast, crew, and fans alike navigating a world where authenticity and performance were inextricably entwined. And the next twist could arrive at any moment, promising even more drama, conflict, and revelation in the unfolding saga. The following morning began with an air of quiet tension, a stark contrast to the chaotic confrontations of the previous day. Rasheeda arrived early, her movements deliberate, eyes scanning the set as though preparing for battle. According to insiders, she had spent the night rereading the leaked emails, each line weighing heavily on her, forcing her to question how much of her public persona had been manipulated. Jasmine, arriving shortly afterward, carried an equally intense presence, her team reporting that she had strategized for hours on how to navigate the days, filming while maintaining credibility and control. The emails outlined a new series of orchestrated interactions designed to escalate conflict between the two stars further, specifying not only dialogue but nuanced emotional cues and physical gestures intended to amplify tension. Rasheeda reportedly muttered to a close friend, "Every step we take, every word we say, it's all been mapped out. How do they expect us to breathe freely?" The first scene of the day was deceptively calm, intended to lull viewers into a sense of normalcy before the drama exploded. It began with Rasheeda and Jasmine sharing a seemingly innocuous conversation about recent personal events, designed to spark underlying resentment. Subtly, the emails instructed Jasmine to drop hints of fabricated slights and provocations, while Rasheeda was to respond with escalating indignation. As filming commenced, the tension between them was almost tangible. Rasheeda, attempting to adhere to the prescribed beats, began interweaving genuine anger and disbelief, creating a blend of authentic emotion and scripted conflict. Jasmine, following her own cues, responded with a mix of feigned innocence and strategic defensiveness, escalating the tension further without appearing overtly confrontational. Crew members described the atmosphere as electric, the uncertainty of whether moments were authentic or staged, adding a layer of unpredictability that intensified the overall drama. Fans, having already dissected the previous day's leaked emails, were quick to speculate about each interaction, poring over social media posts, behind-the-scenes photos, and early video clips for signs of authenticity. Discussions erupted online, with viewers debating whether the raw intensity on display could truly be scripted. Insiders reported that the production team had meticulously orchestrated every moment, from subtle glances to offhand comments. Yet the genuine reactions of Rasheeda and Jasmine occasionally veered into unscripted territory, creating an unpredictable, magnetic energy that captivated both cast and crew. Rasheeda was reportedly pacing during breaks, muttering about the absurdity of the situation, while Jasmine's team focused on calculating the optics of every forthcoming scene, ensuring alignment with their desired public image. By late morning, the planned escalation reached a new level. The emails instructed Jasmine to introduce a supposedly damaging rumor regarding Rasheeda's loyalty to her inner circle, a tactic designed to provoke a dramatic emotional response. When the confrontation began, Rasheeda initially followed the scripted emotional beats, expressing controlled outrage as outlined. However, the genuine hurt and anger soon broke through, resulting in an outburst that exceeded even the producer's expectations. Jasmine, adhering to her instructions, responded with carefully measured indignation and subtle provocations, further heightening the intensity. Crew members admitted that the combination of scripted cues and spontaneous emotion created a tension so palpable that it left even seasoned staff members momentarily stunned, unsure whether what they were witnessing was planned or real. Family members and close confidants who were allowed behind the scenes were reportedly taken aback by the emotional volatility. Rasheeda's husband and children observed from a distance, visibly concerned for her well-being, while Jasmine's team quietly advised her on maintaining composure and managing public perception. The leaked emails, which detailed camera angles, line deliveries, and even minor gestures such as hand placements and pauses, had created an environment where every movement carried the weight of intent. Yet, despite the meticulous planning, the raw emotions of both stars inevitably surfaced, producing moments that were unpredictable, deeply compelling, and at times heart-wrenching. The afternoon brought an even more intense scenario. A new set of leaked emails suggested subtle manipulations by the production team, directing certain crew members to ask provocative questions or introduce minor conflicts in off-camera moments. Rasheeda reportedly read these instructions with disbelief, remarking, "Even when we're not filming, they want to control us. There's no space for authenticity." Jasmine, while equally aware of the manipulation, appeared to approach the situation strategically, preparing for any scenario and carefully calibrating her reactions to maintain her image and emotional stability. Fans, quick to analyze social media, were already theorizing about the implications, dissecting every possible staged versus authentic moment, and speculating on the psychological toll of such orchestrations. The climax of the day involved a confrontation intended to appear spontaneous but meticulously guided by the production team. Rasheeda entered the set with controlled apprehension, while Jasmine waited with subtle cues indicating underlying tension. The dialogue quickly escalated, accusations flew, and emotional barriers began to crumble. Rasheeda, despite adhering to her scripted framework, allowed her genuine emotions, frustration, anger, and vulnerability to surface, resulting in a powerful, unpredictable display. Jasmine's responses, blending scripted deflections with authentic emotional undertones, intensified the scene, producing footage that insiders described as some of the most compelling of the season. Crew members whispered among themselves, acknowledging that the interplay of genuine emotion and orchestrated narrative had created moments that were simultaneously controlled and chaotic, leaving no one fully prepared for the outcome. As filming wrapped for the day, a private debrief was held to process the events. Rasheeda reportedly expressed frustration and awe at the intricate orchestration, noting the emotional toll of performing under such intense scrutiny while trying to maintain personal integrity. Jasmine's team focused on strategies for addressing the inevitable public questions and fan reactions, aware that the leaked emails had permanently altered perceptions of the show's authenticity. Crew members described the experience as surreal, observing that the blend of genuine emotion and meticulous planning had produced a series of moments that were unpredictable, raw, and undeniably captivating. By nightfall, the implications of the leaked emails were clear. Trust between cast members, crew, and production had been strained, fan perception challenged, and the psychological demands of navigating a world where reality and scripted drama were intertwined had become evident. Rasheeda and Jasmine faced the challenge of balancing authenticity, professional obligation, and public perception, knowing that every glance, gesture, and word would be dissected. The events of the day demonstrated the complex interplay of manipulation and emotion, crafting a narrative that was compelling, unpredictable, and deeply engaging for viewers. Social media buzzed with speculation and debate, and insiders confirmed that the stage was set for further confrontations, twists, and revelations that would continue to blur the lines between reality and performance, leaving fans eager for every next moment. By the end of the night, both stars retreated to process the day's intensity. Rasheeda reportedly reflected on the emotional and ethical implications of the manipulation, questioning the authenticity of her experiences and public persona. Jasmine, meanwhile, focused on public strategy, preparing for the inevitable questions and interpretations from fans and media alike. The leaked emails continued to circulate online, intensifying scrutiny and anticipation. Every interaction, glance, and conversation had become a potential clue in a larger puzzle, leaving cast, crew, and fans alike navigating a landscape where reality and fiction were indistinguishably entwined, and where the next dramatic twist could arrive at any moment, promising further escalation, confrontation, and revelation. The following day began with an almost tangible sense of unease on set. Rasheeda arrived early, her usual confidence tempered by the knowledge that yesterday's confrontations had been exposed as partially scripted. According to insiders, she spent the morning reviewing the leaked emails again, her frustration palpable as she muttered to her team, "They literally mapped out my emotions. Every reaction, every word, every tear was all planned. How am I supposed to feel anything real?" Jasmine arrived shortly afterward, her approach more measured but equally wary. Her team had strategized extensively on how to navigate the day's filming, balancing authenticity with the reality that every gesture and line might be scrutinized by millions. The emails outlined an even more elaborate series of orchestrated interactions, designed to escalate the tension between Rasheeda and Jasmine while capturing every emotional nuance on camera. The morning scene was deceptively calm, beginning with casual conversation intended to subtly provoke underlying resentment. Jasmine was instructed to hint at past slights and perceived betrayals, while Rasheeda was guided to respond with escalating indignation. As cameras rolled, the tension between the two stars was almost palpable. Rasheeda attempted to follow the scripted cues but inevitably interwove genuine frustration and disbelief, creating a volatile blend of planned and authentic emotion. Jasmine, adhering to her instructions, responded with a carefully calibrated mix of innocence and strategic defensiveness, amplifying the intensity without appearing overtly aggressive. Crew members described the energy as electric. The unpredictability of human response, adding a layer of raw tension that no script could fully anticipate. Fans, having closely followed the social media leaks, were quick to analyze every interaction, dissecting body language, tone, and timing for clues about authenticity. Heated debates erupted online, with some questioning the stars' reactions while others empathized with the pressure of performing under such meticulously orchestrated conditions. Insiders revealed that the production team had intentionally blurred the line between performance and reality, pushing Rasheeda and Jasmine to their emotional limits. Rasheeda reportedly paced during breaks, processing the surreal nature of the situation, while Jasmine focused on ensuring her reactions maintained both emotional integrity and public credibility. By late morning, the planned escalation intensified. The leaked emails instructed Jasmine to introduce a fabricated accusation about Rasheeda's loyalty to a mutual friend, designed to provoke a dramatic response. As the confrontation unfolded, Rasheeda initially followed the scripted emotional beats but soon allowed her genuine hurt and anger to surface, resulting in a more explosive reaction than the producers had anticipated. Jasmine, sticking to her cues, blended scripted deflection with authentic frustration, creating a dynamic so intense that crew members admitted they were momentarily stunned. The interplay of real and orchestrated emotions produced a scene that was both captivating and unpredictable, leaving everyone on set on edge. Family members and close friends observing behind the scenes purportedly found the unfolding drama surreal. Rasheeda's husband and children watched with concern, witnessing the emotional strain and intensity firsthand. Jasmine's team quietly advised her on managing both the filming and public perception, understanding the delicate balance required in navigating such high-stakes scenarios. The emails even detailed subtle gestures and pauses meant to heighten tension. Yet the real emotions of Rasheeda and Jasmine inevitably surfaced, producing moments of raw authenticity that were unpredictable and deeply compelling. The afternoon brought a new layer of complexity. Additional leaked emails revealed subtle manipulations by production, instructing certain crew members to provoke off-camera reactions through carefully timed questions or comments. Rasheeda reportedly reacted with disbelief, exclaiming, "Even when we're off camera, they want control. There's nowhere to just be ourselves." Jasmine, while equally aware of the manipulation, appeared to internalize the information strategically, preparing for potential triggers and carefully planning her responses. Fans, quick to dissect every social media post, speculated endlessly about which moments were staged and which were genuine, adding pressure to the already tense environment. The climax of the day involved a confrontation designed to appear spontaneous while being carefully orchestrated behind the scenes. Rasheeda entered the set with a mixture of apprehension and controlled intensity, while Jasmine waited with subtle cues hinting at the underlying tension. The dialogue escalated rapidly, accusations flew, and emotional walls began to crumble. Rasheeda, following the scripted framework, allowed her authentic feelings of frustration, anger, and vulnerability to surface, creating a powerful and unpredictable display. Jasmine's responses, blending planned deflection with genuine emotional undertones, intensified the scene, producing footage that insiders described as some of the most compelling of the season. Crew members admitted that the combination of real and scripted emotion had created moments both controlled and chaotic, leaving no one fully prepared for the outcome. As filming wrapped, a private debrief convened the cast, producers, and select staff to review the day's events. Rasheeda reportedly expressed a mixture of frustration and reluctant admiration for the intricate orchestration, noting the emotional toll of performing under such intense scrutiny. Jasmine's team focused on strategies to address fan and media reactions, aware that the leaked emails had permanently altered public perception of the show. Crew members described the experience as surreal, observing that the interplay of genuine emotion and meticulous planning produced unpredictable, raw, and deeply engaging moments. By the end of the night, the impact of the leaked emails had crystallized. Trust between cast, crew, and production was strained. Fan perception had shifted, and the psychological demands of navigating a reality where scripted drama and authentic emotion intersected were evident. Rasheeda and Jasmine faced the challenge of balancing personal integrity, professional obligation, and public scrutiny, knowing that every glance, gesture, and word would be dissected. The day had demonstrated the complex interplay between manipulation and authentic emotion, crafting a narrative that was compelling, unpredictable, and intensely engaging for viewers. Social media buzzed with speculation and debate. Insiders confirmed that the stage was set for further confrontations, twists, and revelations, leaving fans eagerly anticipating every next dramatic moment. As night fell, both stars retreated to process the intensity of the day. Rasheeda reportedly reflected deeply on the manipulation and its emotional and ethical implications, questioning the authenticity of her experiences and public persona. Jasmine focused on planning her public strategy, understanding that every word and gesture would now be scrutinized. The leaked emails continued to circulate, heightening the scrutiny and anticipation. Every glance, interaction, and conversation became loaded with potential meaning, leaving cast, crew, and fans navigating a reality where fiction and truth were inextricably entwined, and where the next dramatic twist promised to further escalate conflict and intrigue. The morning air on set was thick with anticipation, a palpable tension that seemed to cling to every corner of the mansion where filming took place. Rasheeda arrived first, her eyes scanning the room with the precision of someone bracing for battle. The events of the past day's confrontations, revelations, and the leaked emails exposing the depth of the production's orchestration had left her cautious, wary of even the most innocuous interactions. Jasmine arrived shortly after, her movements measured, every step deliberate. Reports from insiders described her as calm, almost unnervingly so, yet there was an undercurrent of intensity in her gaze, a sign that she understood the psychological game being played on multiple levels. The leaked emails had detailed a new series of orchestrated confrontations that day, including staged emotional triggers, suggested dialogue, and even micro-expressions intended to provoke a visceral response. Rasheeda reportedly whispered to her assistant, "They mapped out my anger, my sadness, every reaction. I feel like a puppet on strings, and I don't even know which strings are mine." The first scene began with a seemingly mundane discussion between the two stars. On the surface, it appeared innocuous, yet it was loaded with potential triggers. Jasmine was instructed to subtly reference past grievances and insinuate a betrayal involving a mutual acquaintance. Rasheeda's scripted response was to display controlled indignation, building toward a peak of emotional release. Yet, as cameras rolled, Rasheeda's genuine hurt began to infiltrate her performance, her voice occasionally cracking with real emotion. Jasmine, equally aware of the manipulation but determined to maintain composure, responded with a blend of scripted defensiveness and authentic irritation. Crew members reported a surreal atmosphere, as the blend of pre-planned dialogue and unscripted emotional authenticity created tension that even seasoned staff found difficult to manage. The entire room seemed charged, every glance and word loaded with anticipation, the unpredictability of human emotion weaving seamlessly into the intended narrative. Fans had already begun dissecting the leaks online, examining past episodes with new eyes, speculating endlessly about which moments were authentic and which were orchestrated. Social media buzzed with commentary, some expressing outrage at the manipulation, others admiring the intricate choreography of the drama. Insider accounts suggested that the production team was acutely aware of this heightened scrutiny and had subtly modified the day's scenes to account for fan reactions, inserting micro-conflicts and staged revelations designed to maximize audience engagement. Rasheeda reportedly paced during breaks, muttering under her breath about the impossibility of separating reality from performance, while Jasmine huddled with her team, reviewing footage and strategizing on how to navigate the increasingly delicate balance between authentic emotion and scripted behavior. As the day progressed, the intensity escalated. Mid-morning brought a scene that was supposed to appear spontaneous but was meticulously orchestrated in the leaked emails. Jasmine was instructed to casually introduce an accusation of disloyalty against Rasheeda, a trigger designed to elicit a combination of scripted anger and genuine vulnerability. When the confrontation began, Rasheeda initially followed the script, delivering lines as instructed, but soon the raw weight of her emotions became undeniable. Her voice rose with a mix of anger and incredulity, her gestures sharp and unrestrained. Jasmine's response, a careful mixture of pre-planned deflection and authentic exasperation, only intensified the dynamic, producing a scene that insiders described as electric, with tension radiating outward to every person on set. The interaction blurred the line between reality and performance, creating a spectacle that was both shocking and captivating. Observers noted that the family members of the stars, present during certain filming periods, were visibly affected. Rasheeda's children reportedly sensed the underlying tension, their concern for their mother evident, despite the staged context. Jasmine's inner circle, while less emotionally involved, carefully monitored her interactions to provide strategic guidance. Aware that public perception was now entwined with the unfolding drama, the emails had even specified subtle gestures like the placement of hands, hesitant glances, and pauses to heighten the effect of the scene. Yet despite the meticulous planning, the genuine reactions of Rasheeda and Jasmine penetrated every frame, creating unpredictable, emotionally charged moments that left crew members awestruck. By early afternoon, a new twist was introduced, one that insiders claimed would test the boundaries of authenticity. Certain crew members were instructed to ask pointed off-camera questions, designed to provoke spontaneous reactions from the stars. Rasheeda reportedly expressed disbelief at the manipulation, exclaiming to a close associate, "Even when we think we're safe, it's orchestrated. There's no private moment left." Jasmine, ever strategic, prepared for any scenario, ensuring her responses would not undermine her public image, while still conveying genuine emotion when necessary. Social media, already in a frenzy, quickly picked up on subtle hints of tension visible in behind-the-scenes photos, sparking speculation that the production's manipulations had reached unprecedented levels. Fans debated which moments were authentic, which were scripted, and whether either star had truly agency over their reactions, creating a public narrative as intricate as the drama itself. The day's climax was engineered to appear organic. Yet the leaked emails revealed a level of orchestration that was staggering. Rasheeda entered a staged living room confrontation with a mixture of apprehension and controlled intensity, her every movement under subtle guidance. Jasmine awaited her with cues designed to trigger specific reactions. The dialogue quickly escalated. Accusations flew, emotional walls broke down, and raw feelings erupted. Rasheeda's performance, while following the scripted beats, was imbued with undeniable authenticity, her frustration, anger, and vulnerability bursting through with palpable force. Jasmine, blending scripted deflection with genuine emotion, created a dynamic that was unpredictable even to the production team. Crew members admitted that they had never witnessed such a seamless fusion of pre-planned drama and spontaneous emotional eruption, a spectacle that captivated every observer. Post-filming, the cast and production held a private debrief. Rasheeda reportedly voiced a combination of exasperation and awe at the level of control the emails outlined. Recognizing both the ingenuity and the psychological cost of orchestrating such drama, Jasmine's team focused on public strategy, anticipating questions from fans and media that would inevitably arise following the leaks. Crew members described the day as surreal, noting that the convergence of authentic emotion and meticulous planning had produced unpredictable, emotionally charged, and visually compelling moments that would dominate audience conversation for weeks. By nightfall, the implications of the leaked emails were clear and far-reaching. Trust among cast members, crew, and production had been tested. The public's perception of authenticity was challenged, and the psychological demands of performing in such a controlled yet emotionally raw environment were evident. Rasheeda and Jasmine faced the ongoing challenge of navigating this landscape, balancing personal integrity with professional expectation and public scrutiny. The day had demonstrated the potent combination of manipulation and authentic emotion, crafting a narrative that was not only compelling but deeply immersive, blurring the line between reality and performance in ways that fascinated fans and insiders alike. As the stars retreated to their respective spaces, the mental and emotional weight of the day was evident. Rasheeda reportedly reflected extensively on the manipulation, questioning which moments of her public persona were genuinely hers and which were products of orchestrated direction. Jasmine focused on planning her response to fan reactions and media inquiries, aware that every gesture and word would be dissected in the coming hours. The leaked emails continued to circulate online, fueling debate and anticipation. Every glance, pause, and conversation carried potential significance, leaving the cast, crew, and fans navigating a reality where scripted drama and authentic emotion were inextricably intertwined, and where the next dramatic twist promised even greater revelations, confrontations, and intrigue. And after everything we've just unpacked, one thing is crystal clear: this saga is far from over. Kirk, Rasheeda, Jasmine, Kendra, Carly, and every other name tangled up in this love and hip-hop storm are walking storylines that just keep feeding the fire. You saw how the secrets unfolded, how the money trails got exposed, how the drama behind the cameras boiled hotter than anything on screen. And you know deep down there's more coming. But the real question is, are you ready for it? Because if this ride shook you, trust me, the next one is about to flip the whole table. This is where you come in. If you want to keep your seat front row to all the scandals, the whispers, the betrayals, and the shocking revelations, then you cannot leave without locking in. Hit that subscribe button right now, because this channel is where the truth breaks first. Don't just watch the chaos, be part of the community that dissects it, debates it, and knows the receipts before anyone else. Every like you drop, every comment you leave, every share you hit keeps this conversation alive. And believe me, these stars are watching. They see the chatter, they feel the heat, and your voice fuels the fire. So here's what I want you to do. If you're Team Rasheeda, type it loud in the comments. If you're Team Jasmine, let it be known. If you think Kirk is playing chess while everyone else is stuck on checkers, I want to hear that too. Your side, your take, your raw reaction, it all matters. Because what happens in this space doesn't just stay here. The blogs pick it up, the fans run with it, and next thing you know, the storyline shifts because the audience demanded it. That's the power you have. Now don't forget, this isn't just T-Tit's history in the making. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta has always blurred the lines between reality and spectacle, but what's happening right now? This is the kind of storm that rewrites legacies. Will Rasheeda finally walk away? Will Kirk lose it all? Will Jasmine or Kendra drop the final bomb that nobody recovers from? That's what we're here to uncover, episode by episode, leak by leak. Admiring the intricate choreography of the drama, insider accounts suggested that the production team was acutely aware of this heightened scrutiny, and had subtly modified the day's scenes to account for fan reactions, inserting micro-conflicts and staged revelations designed to maximize audience engagement. Rasheeda reportedly paced during breaks, muttering under her breath about the impossibility of separating reality from performance, while Jasmine huddled with her team, reviewing footage and strategizing on how to navigate the increasingly delicate balance between authentic emotion and scripted behavior. As the day progressed, the intensity escalated. Mid-morning brought a scene that was supposed to appear spontaneous but was meticulously orchestrated in the leaked emails. Jasmine was instructed to casually introduce an accusation of disloyalty against Rasheeda, a trigger designed to elicit a combination of scripted anger and genuine vulnerability. When the confrontation began, Rasheeda initially followed the script, delivering lines as instructed, but soon, the raw weight of her emotions became undeniable. Her voice rose with a mix of anger and incredulity, her gestures sharp and unrestrained. Jasmine's response, a careful mixture of pre-planned deflection and authentic exasperation, only intensified the dynamic, producing a scene that insiders described as electric, with tension radiating outward to every person on set. The interaction blurred the line between reality and performance, creating a spectacle that was both shocking and captivating. Observers noted that the family members of the stars, present during certain filming periods, were visibly affected. Rasheeda's children reportedly sensed the underlying tension, their concern for their mother evident, despite the staged context. Jasmine's inner circle, while less emotionally involved, carefully monitored her interactions to provide strategic guidance. Aware that public perception was now entwined with the unfolding drama, the emails had even specified subtle gestures like the placement of hands, hesitant glances, and pauses to heighten the effect of the scene. Yet despite the meticulous planning, the genuine reactions of Rasheeda and Jasmine penetrated every frame, creating unpredictable, emotionally charged moments that left crew members awestruck. By early afternoon, a new twist was introduced, one that insiders claimed would test the boundaries of authenticity. Certain crew members were instructed to ask pointed off-camera questions, designed to provoke spontaneous reactions from the stars. Rasheeda reportedly expressed disbelief at the manipulation, exclaiming to a close associate, "Even when we think we're safe, it's orchestrated. There's no private moment left." Jasmine, ever strategic, prepared for any scenario, ensuring her responses would not undermine her public image, while still conveying genuine emotion when necessary. Social media, already in a frenzy, quickly picked up on subtle hints of tension visible in behind-the-scenes photos, sparking speculation that the production's manipulations had reached unprecedented levels. Fans debated which moments were authentic, which were scripted, and whether either star had truly agency over their reactions, creating a public narrative as intricate as the drama itself. The day's climax was engineered to appear organic. Yet the leaked emails revealed a level of orchestration that was staggering. Rasheeda entered a staged living room confrontation with a mixture of apprehension and controlled intensity, her every movement under subtle guidance. Jasmine awaited her with cues designed to trigger specific reactions. The dialogue quickly escalated. Accusations flew, emotional walls broke down, and raw feelings erupted. Rasheeda's performance, while following the scripted beats, was imbued with undeniable authenticity. her frustration, anger, and vulnerability bursting through with palpable force. Jasmine, blending scripted deflection with genuine emotion, created a dynamic that was unpredictable even to the production team. Crew members admitted that they had never witnessed such a seamless fusion of pre-planned drama and spontaneous emotional eruption. A spectacle that captivated every observer. Post-filming, the cast and production held a private debrief. Rasheeda reportedly voiced a combination of exasperation and awe at the level of control the emails outlined. Recognizing both the ingenuity and the psychological cost of orchestrating such drama, Jasmine's team focused on public strategy, anticipating questions from fans and media that would inevitably arise following the leaks. Crew members described the day as surreal, noting that the convergence of authentic emotion and meticulous planning had produced unpredictable, emotionally charged, and visually compelling moments that would dominate audience conversation for weeks. By nightfall, the implications of the leaked emails were clear and far-reaching. Trust among cast members, crew, and production had been tested. The public's perception of authenticity was challenged, and the psychological demands of performing in such a controlled, yet emotionally raw environment were evident. Rasheeda and Jasmine faced the ongoing challenge of navigating this landscape, balancing personal integrity with professional expectation and public scrutiny. The day had demonstrated the potent combination of manipulation and authentic emotion, crafting a narrative that was not only compelling but deeply immersive, blurring the line between reality and performance in ways that fascinated fans and insiders alike. As the stars retreated to their respective spaces, the mental and emotional weight of the day was evident. Rasheeda reportedly reflected extensively on the manipulation, questioning which moments of her public persona were genuinely hers and which were products of orchestrated direction. Jasmine focused on planning her response to fan reactions and media inquiries, aware that every gesture and word would be dissected in the coming hours. The leaked emails continued to circulate online, fueling debate and anticipation. Every glance, pause, and conversation carried potential significance, leaving the cast, crew, and fans navigating a reality where scripted drama and authentic emotion were inextricably intertwined, and where the next dramatic twist promised even greater revelations, confrontations, and intrigue. And after everything we've just unpacked, one thing is crystal clear: this saga is far from over. Kirk, Rasheeda, Jasmine, Kendra, Carly, and every other name tangled up in this love and hip-hop storm are walking storylines that just keep feeding the fire. You saw how the secrets unfolded, how the money trails got exposed, how the drama behind the cameras boiled hotter than anything on screen. And you know deep down there's more coming. But the real question is, are you ready for it? Because if this ride shook you, trust me, the next one is about to flip the whole table. This is where you come in. If you want to keep your seat front row to all the scandals, the whispers, the betrayals, and the shocking revelations, then you cannot leave without locking in. Hit that subscribe button right now, because this channel is where the truth breaks first. Don't just watch the chaos, be part of the community that dissects it, debates it, and knows the receipts before anyone else. Every like you drop, every comment you leave, every share you hit keeps this conversation alive. And believe me, these stars are watching. They see the chatter, they feel the heat, and your voice fuels the fire. So here's what I want you to do. If you're Team Rasheeda, type it loud in the comments. If you're Team Jasmine, let it be known. If you think Kirk is playing chess while everyone else is stuck on checkers, I want to hear that too. Your side, your take, your raw reaction, it all matters. Because what happens in this space doesn't just stay here. The blogs pick it up, the fans run with it, and next thing you know, the storyline shifts because the audience demanded it. That's the power you have. Now don't forget, this isn't just T-Tit's history in the making. Love and Hip Hop Atlanta has always blurred the lines between reality and spectacle, but what's happening right now? This is the kind of storm that rewrites legacies. Will Rasheeda finally walk away? Will Kirk lose it all? Will Jasmine or Kendra drop the final bomb that nobody recovers from? That's what we're here to uncover, episode by episode, leak by leak, and whisper by whisper. And if you think tonight's revelations were shocking, trust me, you haven't seen anything yet. So let's set a deal: you hit subscribe, and I promise to keep digging deeper. We'll chase every receipt, we'll spotlight every shady move, we'll analyze every expression caught on camera, and we won't let a single secret slip through unnoticed. Together, we'll make sure the real story gets told, not just the polished version. Because while the cameras show one side, we're here for what they tried to hide. And hey, don't just stop here. Share this video with the friend who swears they know everything about LHHATL but somehow missed this. Tag that cousin who always starts the family debate about Rasheeda staying or leaving. Drop this in the group chat that never sleeps. The more eyes on this, the bigger the conversation gets in, the harder it becomes for the truth to stay buried. If you've been entertained tonight, then imagine what's coming when the next headline drops. Imagine being the first to know, the first to react, the first to spill it back to everyone else. That's what subscribing gives you: a head start in the gossip race, a front seat to the mess, and the receipts hot off the press before the rest of the world catches up. Now, I'll leave you with this thought. Every secret we've uncovered tonight started with a whisper. A whisper about hidden bank accounts, a whisper about secret babies, a whisper about late-night meetings that didn't add up. And look where we are now: full-blown scandals shaking the core of Atlanta's most watched power couples. So the next whisper, it's already out there, and when it breaks into the open, you're going to want to be right here with us, breaking it down piece by piece. So hit that subscribe button, tap that notification bell, drop your thoughts below, and let's keep this energy alive. This isn't just a channel, it's the headquarters for every twist, every betrayal, every shocking revelation in the love and hip-hop universe. Together, we're not just watching the drama, we're writing the next chapter. Stay tuned, stay ready, and remember, in Atlanta, secrets don't stay buried forever.